moves over to third. Sturdy out of the game. All kinds of changes here. And a new glove for Davis as he moves over to third. Flips the first baseman's mitt to Jeff Tillerson, a senior. So Carl Childers with some defensive changes behind Scotty Gage.
Center field is number 14, Vince Kimbrough.
We've also got Vince Kimbrough in center field for partial. The dimensions here at Irving, 310 down the lines and 350 to straightaway center. We have seen one hit fairly deep to left center. And to lead it off for Sam Houston, Roger Rumsey, the center fielder, has singled and flied out. 1 for 2 this game, 448 on the year, 22 RBIs. Righty against lefty here in the bottom of the 6th. Sam Houston 17 up, 8 down overall. Trying to tie this series up at a game apiece. Breaking pitch stays outside for Scotty Gage. So the new men at the corners, Tillerson at first and Davis at third. Good throwing arm at third. Hit deep to center. Kimbrough catches up with it and makes the catch in deep left center. Well, he made good contact. Did Rumsey, and flies out for the second time.
First baseman, Bill Verricchio.
As you see the swing by Rumsey, ball hung out over the outside portion of the plate, and he jumped on it. But the wind blowing in, and the dimensions very generous here at Irving, allowing Kimbrough to range over and haul it down. The batter is Phil Verricchio. Curveball is slow roller, and it hit him in the box.
Boy, this is right off that left foot. And this has been a tough game for this young man. Had a collision the last inning with a base runner. Batter running down to first base. Now bounces one off that left foot.
Right on the instep as Williams goes out to the mound. Phil, the Sam Houston first baseman, has singled and scored a run and has flied out. Sam Houston 2 runs on 4 hits. Irving MacArthur 1 run on 4 hits. Verricchio hit .326 in the regular season. Here's the 0-1 pitch in the dirt. And Williams fires it back to Gage. Count level at 1-1 as we play in the bottom of the 6th. 1 down. And the pitch to Verricchio is inside at the letters. Count goes 2-1. Looks down at Tommy Cantrell at third. Tommy, the head man at Sam Houston, 22 years. Here's a 2-1 delivery. Curveball, line drive, right in front of Gill on one hop. And Phil Verricchio is 2 for 3. Nothing cheap about that one.
No, he hit it solidly. That's one of the best base hits of the game.
Well, this brings up the right fielder, Greg Edwards, with 1 out. Edwards has flied out and is struck out. Off the end of the bat, adjacent to the Texan dugout. And a look at the ball by the first base umpire, and underhands it back to Scotty Gage. Runner on first, Phil Verricchio with 1 out. Sam leading 2-1. There's a snap throw by Gage. And Tillerson has already gone to work at first base. Big hole between first and second for Greg Edwards. Another throw, and Again, Barricchio driven back to the bag. Yeah, we'll see if they test the arm of Williams. Here it comes. Fastball cut on and missed by Edwards. And Scotty Gage ahead 0-2 to Greg Edwards.
That's probably the hardest thrown pitch that Gage has delivered in tonight's game.
Oh, he had good juice on that one. From the stretch, and again, Barricchio draws a throw. Trying to wear out Sam Houston, first baseman. Closed stance by Edwards as he tries to punch it through the right side of the infield. Chokes up a couple of inches. 0-2 the count. One down. Here's the stretch and the delivery, and swung on and missed. Off speed. Greg Edwards off balance. 2 down. And a big strikeout for Scotty Gage. This will bring up the designated hitter, number 24, Tommy Gentz.
That's strikeout number 6 for Scott Gage.
Gantz, a senior, struck out in the second, grounded out in the fourth. Pitches a ball, and Gage circles behind the mound and now back on the rubber. Out of the glove of Tillerson. And Barricchio not going to stray that far off the bag. 2 down, his team leading 2-1. He's got about a 6-foot lead. Fastball, ground ball to Mahalik, and the force over to Hedges. And that'll do it for Sam Houston in the bottom of the 6th. For the Texans, no runs, they collect 1 hit. There were no errors. And we go to the top of the 7th. Last chance coming up for Irving MacArthur as we see the replay. Ball hit off the bat of Tommy Gentz. Mahalik one-hands it, and right there is Hedges as they get a rolling Phil Barricchio. So for Irving MacArthur here on the top of the 7th, it'll be the bottom part of the order. Eddie Palmer, Kevin Gill, and the second baseman, Darren Hedges. Obi Strawn trying to go 8-3 on the year and force a game 3. Obi's numbers so far: 3 strikeouts, has allowed 4 hits, has walked 1, 2, 3. And will face the bottom part of the order as Zimmerman throws it down to second. So here we go for Irving MacArthur in the top of the 7th. Eddie Palmer has flied out and is grounded out to short.
The 3 batters who are scheduled to bat in the top of the 7th inning are 0 for 6 against Strong. Not one of them has reached base.
Palmer went 0 for 3 in the first game. Gill was 0 for 1, and Hedges 1 for 2. So Eddie Palmer to lead it off. Strawn's delivery is taken for a call strike on the corner. Well, it must have dipped at the right portion of the plate. The sign given by Zimmerman. Strawn leans in. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swung on and missed as it actually hit in front of home plate.
Yeah, that's one of the things that will happen when you think the umpire has missed the call. You feel, well, he'll probably call this one a strike too, so I better swing at it.
Leans down, pitch comes inside, 1-2. Texans on top, 2-1, top of the 7th. Last chance for the Cardinals. A 1-2 pitch. Breaking pitch, almost persuaded was Palmer, but held up. And now works the count to 2-2.
We'll remind you this is a 7-inning game. If the Texans win this one, we'll bring you the finale of this 3-game series.
Fastball hit to left field. Shank turns over his head, makes an effort. Extra bases. Eddie Palmer. He's trying for 3, and he is dead meat if the throw is there. No. Well, Wes Shank had to run down to the base of the fence. A good relay throw. A little high, and I'm a little surprised that Palmer tried to get to third base.
Boy, I am too. He was lucky because a good throw would have had him. One thing that aided him here is the left fielder had trouble picking up the ball.
He did.
He has to go for it twice. Watch this as the ball goes over his head. It's going to go all the way back to the fence. Now watch him as he tries to pick it up. Once, twice, let's try it again. See, that's the difference between cutting this man down at third base.
In there with a triple, Eddie Palmer. Well, he had an easy double. And in a tight 2-1 game, Irving MacArthur with a tying run 90 feet down the line. The hitter is Kevin Gill, the left fielder. A strikeout victim for Strawn back in the 5th. First pitch fastball, infield drawn in, a one-handed stab by Villalobos, and the throw is high. The runner is safe. Well, Eddie Palmer had to stay at third as Villalobos took the ground ball on the grass portion of the infield. We're going to see it again with runners now at the corners, Bob. Easy hit ball. There's the throw and the swipe tag as Verricchio unable to keep it in his glove, and he has really taken a beating down at first base.
He has, and it was really not a good throw because it was up the first base line. He had to come off the bag to get the ball and then try a slap tag, and the base runner passing by just knocked the ball out of his glove. And that's the first error in tonight's game.
The hitter is Darren Hedges, the second baseman. He has grounded out twice to Jones at third. Runners at the corners, fastball at the knees. So the chess game continues here with Sam Houston leading 2-1. A break here in the top of the 7th for Irving MacArthur.
Boy, and look at this infield. They are in at all the positions. A routine ground ball hit sharply, unless it's hit directly at a man, it's going to go right through into the outfield.
Next pitch swung on and missed. The throw to second is cut off by Black as the Cardinals avoid the double play. Gill in there as Black came in to take the throw from Zimmerman. Runners at second and third. Nobody out. 0-2 the count to Darren Hedges. You just want to make contact as the infield continues to play at the grass.
Right, the right side of the infield, up on the infield grass. We can get a shot of this. I don't know whether we can or not, but boy, they are really playing shallow.
Eddie Palmer leading off in foul ground. Here's the pitch inside at the bill of the cap, and it's 1-2.
It's a pretty lonesome feeling when you've got to move up like that. You're an infielder because you're thinking, boy, this guy could rocket one right off my face. I've seen it happen.
Palmer doesn't want to be too antsy down at third. A swing and a miss as Strawn punches out Darren Hedges. Strikeout number 5. 4? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Strikeout number 4 for Hobie Strawn. And now the top of the order. Number 14, the DH, Vince Kimbrough.
Kimbrough starting off as the designated hitter and finishing up as the center fielder. Big strikeout there for Strawn, really. And he needs another one right now.
Long fly ball with play to run. Kimbrough flied out to left his last time up. Shows bunt. They got the runner hung up. They try the squeeze back to Zimmerman. And there is the tag. Well, they tried the squeeze as Kimbrough squared around Palmer was hung up. And thank you very much, Sam Houston. Here's another look at it as Palmer tries to buy some time and is forcefully tagged out. Oh, a big out.
It sure it is, because that really takes Strawn out of a tremendous jam. It gets the batter and the game's over.
Breaking pitch inside. Well, you had the situation, and now Kevin Gill moves over to third. He had runners on second and third, one out, and they try to squeeze. 1-1, the count on Kimbrough. Here's Strawn's next delivery. Swung on a miss. The game is tied. How about that, Bob? A breaking pitch, and Kimbrough swung at it anyway, and the run scores from third anyway.
Well, I'll tell you, the Cardinals are awfully lucky. Let's go back to that squeeze play. You really have to question that simply because the Texans are looking for a squeeze. They got their entire infield up looking for a bunt, and you try and bunt. You know, they're defying you to bunt, and that's what you try to do. So the Cardinals really get a break. Ooh, are they lucky?
Same kind of pitch right there, and Kimbrough holds up. 3-1 the count. Look at the pitch.
No, the
allowed Gill to score from third.
Right.
Scores standing up.
The count's 2-2. They've got 3-1 on the scoreboard, but it's 2-2 on Kimbrough.
And the game is tied as well at 2. Again, this hits in front of the plate or around it. I'll tell you what, I think I'd move up in the batter's box as many breaking pitches as Hobie Strong is throwing and try to get a little advantage. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Vince Kimbrough. Here it comes. Strike 3 call. See you later. Strikeout number 5 for Hobie Strong. And that'll do it for Irving MacArthur, but they come up with a tying run as Kevin Gill scores from third as Hobie Strong threw it away to Vince Kimbrough. 1 run on 1 hit. There was 1 error. And now we go to the bottom of the 7th as we'll take a break. We are tied up at 2 runs apiece and back right here at Irving Public Schools Field right after this short break.
Serve part-time in the Air National Guard and you can earn up to $27,000 for college. Get a higher education in the Air National Guard.
Program's eligibility requirements and amounts are subject to change without notice.
John Nelson back with Bob Berry, and the home team can win it. We go to the bottom of the 7th, tied at 2. 2 runs, 5 hits for Sam Houston, 2-5 for Irving MacArthur. And Scotty Gage composing himself as he will face Kurt Black, the second baseman. And just in case, Tim Moore getting loose again down in the Redbird bullpen. Black has walked and is singled. Well, we've had a run come in on a hit batsman, a double play. pitch that got away. And the first pitch is low to Kurt Black. Black hit .308 in the regular season. Texans 23-6 last year, trying to notch win number 18 here in game 2. And Black ahead 2-0. David Jones on deck. In the top of the order, Ivan Villalobos. Taking all the way, and Gage had to come in and down the strike zone. 2-1 the count to Kurt Black. The target from Williams, and Black, nothing but air as he went way over the top. On a line to Davis, and the throw to Tillerson for out number 1. Sharply hit at Davis, but a cleanly hit ground ball. And Tillerson,
next third baseman, David Jones.
the first baseman. There as well. This brings up the third baseman for Sam Houston, David Jones. Jones has walked and grounded into a fielder's choice. Way high as Jones gets out of the way. Doesn't like the first sign. Here's the next sign. And it's the target, now 1-1. Scotty Gage has done well to the top 3 hitters and the bottom 3. Lifted into right field. Palmer there, and makes the catch for out number 2.
This game started under gray skies with a threat of rain. We had rain earlier in the day, but now we've got more blue than anything else, and the sun is out making its presence felt.
6 strikeouts today for Scotty Gage, and the top of the order, Ivan Villalobos. Fastball in the dirt. Villalobos has walked, has been hit with a pitch, and a single. Game tied at 2, bottom of the 7th, 2 outs. Cardinals won the first game 4-1. Led up pitch inside, and Villalobos not biting. Works the count to 2-0. Texans last year beat Duncanville and BiDist. Got off to a good start. Off the right corner of the plate, and it's 3-0 to Villalobos. Wes Shank hoping to get a swing on deck. .30 pitch taken right down the pipe.
Villalobos working on a perfect game. Walked, got on base when it was hit by a pitch, and then had an infield single. It bounced over the third baseman's head out in the left field.
Ivan hit .365 on the year. Foul halfway up the backstop. And the count goes full, 3-2 to the Sam Houston shortstop. 18 RBIs make it now 19 on the year, with the RBI in the second. Texans hit well over 300 as a team. 3-2 pitch inside, and Villalobos draws a walk. And this brings up the left fielder, Wes Shank, who was overdue. Shank grounded into a double play in the first, grounded out in the second, struck out in the 5th. On the year, Wes hit .319 and the RBI leader with 24. 1 on, 2 out, runner breaking, pitch is swung on and popped up. On the bag, third baseman, and Davis tucks it away for out number 3. So Shank pops out to Davis, and we go to extra innings. In the bottom of the 7th for Sam Houston. No runs on no hits. There were no errors, and 1 runner left on. So a new game here as we turn the page and get set to play in the top of the 8th inning. The game tied at 2.
We showed you the line score just a moment ago. The Cardinals of Irving MacArthur, 2 runs, 5 hits, and no errors. And the Texans of Sam Houston, 2 runs, 5 hits, and 1 error. You can see how even those figures are. Here's something else that shows you how even the game is. As we go into extra innings now, the 8th inning, the Cardinals will have batters in the order 2, 3, and 4. In the bottom of the 8th inning, Sam Houston will have batters 3, 4, and 5. Well, this has been an evenly matched game. It really has.
You got to wonder if Hobie Strawn goes longer than Tommy Cantrell wants him to. You've got Mike LaForest in reserve. Chris Jones through game 1. Worked 6 innings, struck out 4 and walked 3. LaForest on the year is 2-1. Mike LaForest, a senior. And I don't know if Tommy would come back with Chris Jones or insert LaForest, but hopefully, if you're a Texan fan, you want Hobie Strawn to finish it, and he will face Scotty Gage to lead it off in the top of the 8th.
Pitcher against pitcher.
Gage is single, struck out, and flied out. First pitch is line foul.
It's like we had a picture of the MacArthur football coach out there just a moment or so ago, taking in the ball game.
Their assistant, Don Smith, the new head coach at Arlington Martin, as MacArthur making a few coaching changes for next year. A generous strike to Gage, and the count 0-2 on the Cardinal pitcher.
Yeah, and there's the Irving athletic director, Mr. Lytle, out there, along with the head football coach from MacArthur.
Way outside as the count goes 1-2. Partial on deck. Or check at Tillerson. Just got a piece of it. Count holds at 1-2. A ball and 2 strikes to Scotty Gage, leading things off in the top of the 8th. Inside and just off the black of the plate. Even up at 2-2. Right fielder Edwards is very deep. Easy play for Rumsey as he makes the catch for out number 1. Had him played perfect. 1 up, 1 down, and the batter is the first baseman, Jeff Tillerson.
Number 4, first baseman, Jeff Tillerson.
You're going to see something a little bit unusual with this young man. You don't see this too often. He's a left-handed thrower, but a right-handed batter.
Holds off on the first pitch and a call strike. Well, Partial had walked and grounded out twice. Jeff Tillerson, a senior. Got a piece of it. Fouled it straight down, and count of 0-2. Keith Williams, the on-deck hitter. As you said, Bob, the number 2, 3, and 4 hitters in the top of the 8th. 2 runs on 5 hits for Irving MacArthur. Through the box and into center field.
Tillerson waited on that breaking pitch and just stroked it right back through the middle for the base hit. Timed it well.
Base hit number 6. And this brings up the ever-dangerous Keith Williams.
And we're going to have a pinch runner down at first base. That's Willie Wilkes who'll come on. And again, here's where you start thinking strategy in baseball. You got Williams up, followed by Davis, and Davis has had 3 straight singles. Wilkes, obviously the faster man. Now the question is, do you send him? trying to get him in scoring position down at second base.
Wilkes is a sophomore. 3 sophomores on the Cardinal roster. Well, Keith Williams has flied out, has walked, and has grounded out. Runner on first, 1 out, top of the 8th. Pitch out, and Tillerson